about that. Oh, no. Share the screen. Okay. So we'll start here. Let me see. All right. So welcome, gentlemen. Hopefully everyone had a good weekend. Let me log in here so I can monitor everything. Switch one again. So let's see. Testing. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, so no real announcements. I think exam 1 is available now. So it's been available since like Sunday morning. So for the first 7 days, you can earn up to 100%. And after the due date is next to the assignment. I think it's due. I put the due date next to the assignment, so I didn't put it there, but that's where you can find the due date. But it's essentially 7 days later. After the due date, it's a 5% late penalty, so the highest you can earn is at 95%. It is unlimited attempts. Hopefully, you've already started on it. If you haven't finished it already, you can work on it now if you want. Also, if you have questions from the exam, you can ask questions on it right now as well. Let me see. And as usual, if you do have questions, feel free to either type it in the chat, or you should be able to unmute yourself today. And so what we'll do today, let me pull this file. I wonder if I can, how easy would that be? This one. Oh, let me see. Manage. Create. I want to import. This book, that's fine. String, is it going to be in this list? Not that one. Nope. Darn, I don't see it. Not that one. Okay, so we'll be in this list. Not that one. Where is it? Nope. You would have thought they would have been together. Column number 2. 1. Sorry, guys. I'm just looking for my other course. It's not that one. Where is it? Okay, there's the 3 p.m. There's the 4 a.m. 4 p.m. Where is the 9 a.m.? Why is it not next to this? This is the 2 p.m. I don't understand why it's not there. 3, 4, and then the rest of these are college algebra 2 and other courses. No. Darn it. All right, I can just make it on the fly. I can make it on the fly like I did the other one. Let's see. And I have all of them are here except for the one that I'm looking for. It's so crazy. Like I see all 4 of them except the main one. All right, so I gotta let it go. Let's cancel. Give me just a moment. It'll take me like a minute or 2. It doesn't take that long. So I'm going to create an assignment, and basically, the plan for today. We can call this. Come on. Exam 1. Let's see. Practice It's not graded. Nope. Graded. Exam 1 study session. Okay. And then as far as the content, so this exam comes from chapter 1, the first 3 sections. So we'll just pull, and basically what I'm doing is pulling all the questions from these 3 sections, and we'll just kind of jump around at random. And then I think I have to like drop at least one. Okay. Next. And I'll hit save and assign. And yeah, so this is just there for practice. I mean, you have the exam, you get unlimited attempts, you know, so this is just something for us to kind of work on. You're not responsible for this, so you don't have to worry about this. Now, you know, if you have questions like either from your exam or from a homework or a quiz or something, today or Wednesday would be a good day to bring it up. We can work on it together here and now. Okay, and so what I'd like to do here, let's see, give me a random number, 1 and 150. Okay, so we'll start with question 50. Right there. Okay. Oh. Let's see. So this comes from section 1.2, question number 17. We're asked to find the equation in the line, pass it through the given pair of points. Let me see. Got some questions. Okay. And then write the equation in slope-intercept form. Okay, let's actually write this one out. Let's take some notes. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit. I hope everyone had a good weekend. Okay. And, I don't know, my device has kind of been acting up throughout the day. That's why I kind of paused for a moment, because what I like to copy and delete, but as of late, like, you know, they kind of do. I really think that. All right. So we're asked to find the equation of the line, pass it to the given pair of points. So now when I'm working with lines, there are 3 equations I'd like to have handy, ready to go. Hopefully you all are like building your own like homework notebook. You have a formula sheet somewhere that's easy to access. So let me see. When I'm working with lines, I like to have the following 3 formulas ready to go. First is the slope formula. Finger tap to undo. Wait, double tap anywhere to undo. Use 3 fingers to redo. Okay. All right, that's fine. Let's see. So the slope formula, that's the change in y over change in x, which is rise over run. So that's going to be what? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Again, that's slope. Then we have the point slope formula. Point slope formula. I think when we introduce this, we show how we can manipulate the slope formula by multiplying both sides by the denominator to generate the point slope formula, and drop the 2s, and we'll have y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay. And let me kind of just shift this over just a little bit. And then last we have the slope-intercept formula. And that's your classic y equals mx plus b. Okay. So yeah, again, typically whenever I'm working with lines, I like to try to have these 3 just, you know, just a formula sheet off to the side or something. Okay. So we're given 2 points. So let's take some notes here. So we have what? -7, -1. and we have 2, 1. And whenever I have ordered pairs, I typically like to automatically label them x1, y1, x2, y2, right? And okay. All right. So let me see. Write the equation in slope-intercept form. So they want us to finish in the form of y equals mx plus b. Let's find the slope, right? That's going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay. So then our y2 from the label, from the purple label, should be a 1. Our y1 is -1, so double negative is going to become positive. Right. x2 is 2 minus x1 is a -7. Again, another double negative. Became positive. Okay. So it looks like we have a 2 over 9 is our slope. So now at this point, we have a point and a slope. We could use point slope, but I kind of like the way one of my students did it in the past. They just went straight to the slope-intercept form. And I kind of investigated, and it was a feasible, accurate way of going about it. So I just prefer to do it that way. So if we start with the y equals mx plus b, right? We just found our slope, which was 2 over 9. Let's plug in one of the points. It looks like that second point might be a little bit easier to work with just because the numbers are smaller. Okay, only thing we don't know is b. Okay. So then if multiply and subtract, ultimately our b is going to be equal to, looks like it's a 1 minus 4 over 9. Okay, so that's 9 over 9 minus 4 over 9 gives us 5 over 9. Okay. So here's our slope. Here's our y-intercept. Those are the 2 main things that we were looking for. So then the equation of our line should be y equals our slope times x plus our b. Now we should check this by making sure that the original points they work in here, but just in the interest of time, I'm just going to submit this result. 2 over 9x plus 5 over 9. Where's my keyboard? Right in the slope-intercept, so we're going to have y equals 2 over 9x plus 5 over 9. Okay. All right, cool. So I think you guys look good in the chat. I don't see any questions or anything. Let's do another random one. Generate. Let's go to question 64. Right there. Okay. Let's see. It says the equations of 2 lines are given. Determine if the lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Okay, so whenever we see parallel, perpendicular, or neither, it's really in a roundabout way asking you to analyze their slope, right? If the lines are parallel, they're going to have the same slope. If the lines are perpendicular, their slopes are going to be negative reciprocals of each other. In other words, when the lines are perpendicular, when we say the slope 1 times slope 2, we'll get a result of -1. Okay? That's what we mean by negative reciprocal. Okay. So are the lines parallel, perpendicular, or neither? In other words, analyze their slope, right? So let's take some notes on this one. Actually, I was about to take notes, but then I looked at it and I was like, oh, we don't need notes. Right? Because the first one is y equals -8. That's just a horizontal line, right? And then the second one, we could also solve for y, divide both sides by 2. So then we get y equals 4. That's also a horizontal line. So they're both going to, horizontal lines have a slope of 0. Vertical lines have an undefined slope. So they essentially don't have slope. So both of these guys have the same slope of 0. So we're going to say that these lines are parallel. Okay. So quick recap, whenever we have like y equals a number, that's a horizontal line through y equals whatever that number is on the y-axis, right? If we have x equals a number, that's going to be a vertical line through whatever that number is on the x-axis. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Let's generate. Let's go to question 136. I mean, I could do that. Let's see if that's any better. We're going to put you like a little widget over here. That does not look better. Can I zoom in some? Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. What's going on? What? Those are my options, really? I'm not feeling that at all. That's not me. I'm going to put it back. Can I put it back? How do I put it back? I want to put it back here. Oh man, come on. Nope, not an option. What if I go from here? Oh, maybe it's the tab. No. Oh well, I don't think I can put it back. I want to put it back over here, but it's not letting me. All right. Okay. Let me get rid of this. And I'm sure there's a way. Give me a random. Okay. Did we choose? We'll just go ahead and do 80. It's fine. Right here. Okay. This one has an interactive figure. I do not. They typically don't work, and I probably won't open it. Let me see. Let's see. A line with a positive slope and a y-intercept of 0, -3 will have which of the following? Either a positive or a negative. It's a line. Let's zoom out some just a little bit. It says, now I actually want to ask you guys, I'm curious as to what you guys think. I know we had a little, wonder if my person is here today. We're going to find out. We're going to go here today. And we'll do this one, launch. I just want to take a moment and see what you guys think. One day these are going to mean something. Maybe today, maybe not. Let's, okay, so there's an active poll. Is it either A, B, or C, right? So it says a line with a positive slope and a y-intercept of 0, -3 will have which of the following? Either a positive or a negative x-intercept, a positive x-intercept, or a negative x-intercept. Just take like 30 seconds, 30 more seconds, right? What do you think? Zoom in a little bit. I know it's going to cut off the question, but we can go about there. So it says a line with a positive slope. So the y-intercept is what? Below the x-axis. All right. What kind of x-intercept is going to have? Okay. We got some people going for B. Yeah, right. That kind of makes sense, right? Because if you think about a diagonal line, let me see. It has a positive slope. As you trace it left to right, it should cross the x-axis in the positive region. I will go with that as well. I'm going to submit that, and I'm going to end the poll. Okay, we got some people in there. About, what is that, the third? Okay. Third of the people in the audience. Let's go with B. I'm going to suppress this and zoom out just a little bit so we can check it. Nice. Okay. Cool. Was that it? Okay, cool. Let's go on to the next one. Generate. Let's go to question 74. And again, this, you can access this. This is just for practice. Like if you just need something to do, all right? You know. Ooh, okay. This one looks interesting. Let me see. Let's zoom in just a little bit. Just a little bit more. Okay, I think that'll be okay. Yeah, it's decent. Okay. So this one says what? The shipping department for a warehouse. Now this goes to section 1.2, question 67. Look, it has 5 parts. Ugh. It says the shipping department for a warehouse has noted that if 120 packages are shipped during a month, the total expenses for the department are 1625. Okay, if 180 packages are shipped during a month, the total expenses for the shipping department are 1715. Let X represent the number of packages and Y represent the total expenses for the shipping department. Answer the following questions. Interpret the meaning of the point 120, 1625 in the context of the problem. Well, what did we say? X was the number of packages. Oh, okay. I think I would like to poll the audience. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Ooh. I'm working on the iPad, so that's why it's just trippy. Let me relaunch the poll because I'm not sure. And I want to see what you guys think. What's going on here? Yeah. Hopefully, what kind of phone are you on? Let me relaunch the poll. Britter. Yeah, that looks right. Relaunch. Okay, right. So it's like on my phone, it's popping up automatically, right? Whenever I launch it. So what does this mean? Where again, it said that X represent the number of packages and Y represent the total expenses for the department, right? What does it mean if we have 120, 1625 in the context of the problem? A, when 120 packages are shipped, the expenses are 1625. B, when 1625 packages are shipped, the expenses are $120. Okay. C, when 120 packages are shipped, each package costs 1625. Just take a few seconds. Well, I'm looking at the timer. We'll get to the timer goes to 1 minute, right? So about 15 more seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and lock in my answer. I'm buzzing with this. So it'll take about 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2. All right, polls are closed. I'm taking my notes about the same people. Hopefully you're able to submit the poll, your choice for the person that, because I'll lock it out. I'll lock it out once I start yapping again, right? I think it was pretty unanimous for those that did answer. Yeah, A, right? 120. Let's submit that and see what happens. Finish. Okay, cool. Was that it? Nope. There should be some more. Continue. Let's zoom out so we can see this. Come on. Okay, that's fine. Let's relaunch the poll. And matter of fact, what I'm gonna do, move this guy over to the side, and I want to relaunch. Okay, so I relaunched the. If you're watching from your phone, I mean, I guess you have to like submit the poll and then close it so you can see it. If you close it and you need to go back, I think it would be down in like the little 3 dots or whatever. You can reopen it back up. Okay, we already got choices. I hadn't even read it. Let me see. Plot the ordered pairs, these guys, in a rectangular coordinate system and graph the line through the points. 120, 1625. Okay. 1625. Now we got some different answers going on here. Okay, 120 and 1625. As a matter of fact, I'm tempted to let you guys do it. Let me see. How much time? I'll read through it, and I think I might go with the unanimous. And let me just think about it for a moment. 120. Now, if that's 200, right? Like, for instance, if I zoom in on this guy, 200, it looks like it's 10 tick marks, so maybe each tick mark is 20. So then that first, and then 1625, yeah, I don't think it's A. Like, I don't know what some of the people, that makes me nervous. You guys are making me nervous, but I don't think it's A. I'm not going to go with that one. Let's look at B. All right. I'm not saying this, it could be. I get these wrong. You know, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience like everybody else. My chances of making a mistake are lower, but not zero. So when X is 120, right? So if that's 200, halfway is 100, 120, 1625 is, okay, 120 like is way over here. Where's 16? And that's going off the chart. I'm feeling C. I'm going to submit C and lock in my result and close the poll. I know I said I would go with, I'm feeling C. I'm going to go with C, guys. I mean, you might beat me. Like, again, I make mistakes. But look at it. Let me just submit it and go with it. All right. I close the poll. All right. It makes me nervous, right? Because when x is 120, y should be 16, right? 1600. So if each tick mark is 20, right? Halfway was 100. So 120 is like tick mark number 6. And then we need to be all the way up at 1620, and it never touches the graph. So it could, just from that piece of information alone, it couldn't be A or B. It was the same thing with B. When you go over to 120 and you go up, it never crosses the blue. So the only one that did that was C. And that, I just did process of elimination. That was, that was as far, I felt like that was enough, right? It was just process of elimination there. Okay, come on, guys. Come on. Come on. I think I need to go like this. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. So no worries. Find the linear equation in slope-intercept form that relates to the total expenses for the shipping department. Linear equation, right? Okay. So we have a set of ordered pairs. Those guys right there, kind of in the center of the screen. And we basically want to find the equation of the line through those 2 points. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just take some notes. I'm going to screenshot the key information, and I'm going to find the equation of the line through these 2 points. And, if you're able to get it, maybe a potential equation of the line before me, maybe you can put it in the chat, and I'll just make a note of that. Right now it's kind of light, but at some point, it might have some weight. Maybe. Just depends. A lot of it really depends on my mood. Come on. All right. Here's the information that was needed. I just wanted to order pairs, right? So basically we want to find the equation of the line through these 2 points. Now, just in the interest of time, I'm going to go ahead and kind of work these guys out. Work these. All right. So equation of a line, right, through 2 points. So I think I'm a fan of, we have 2 points, right? Let me kind of do like this. So, and this is laggy too, man. I don't understand why it's so laggy today. I think I need to reboot it. But we have these 2 ordered pairs, 17, 15. And whenever I get ordered pairs, I kind of like to label them x1, y1, x2, y2, right? So working with lines, so let's maybe do the slope first. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay. So what's our y2 is 1715 minus 1625 over 180 minus 120. Okay. Looks like the bottom is what, 60? If that were 17, that would be what, 15 plus 75? So 75, 85, 90. If that were 100, yeah, that's right, right? Okay, and then we can lose the trailing zeros and divide, factor out a 3 from the top and the bottom. Looks like we're going to finish with 3 over 2. That's our slope. Okay. So we have our slope. We could use point slope. I'm just a fan of slope intercept, which is going to be our y equals mx plus b. Okay, let's plug in what we have. Let me see my slope. I'm going to put 3 over 2. Which x? I'm just going to use the first ordered pair just because the numbers are a little bit smaller. So maybe they might be a little bit easier to handle or process. 120. We don't know our y-intercept just yet. And the corresponding y is 1625. Okay. 6 times 3 is a 180. So b is going to be equal to 1625. It looks like 60. 6 times 3 is, yeah, minus 180. So if that were minus 200, that would be 1425. So 1445. Okay, that might be the case. Looks like our y-intercept. So then ultimately, y equals 3 over 2x plus 1445. Now again, this were a test. It is a good idea to check in the context of the original problem. Maybe plug in those x values, make sure we get the corresponding y. But just in the interest of time, I'm just going to submit this. So 3/2 plus 3/2 x plus 1445. Come on. No way you're dying. Come on. I'm going to for now. So slow today. Okay. Slope intercept form equation, y equals 3/2 x plus 1445. Okay. Check on you guys. Let's see. Okay, hopefully you got that working. Okay, you guys look okay. So now we're asked to use the equation found in part C to find the total expenses during a month where 240 packages were set. Okay, so if we let x be 240 divided by 2, that would be 120 times 3 would be 360. 360 plus 445. Let me see. 5, 360. So that's a 10, 0 carry the 1. 8. I did it backwards. That's a 1. So it looks like we got 1805. Let me get rid of that other stuff. Siri, what's 1445 plus 360?
1445 plus 360 is 1805.
Okay, we're just gonna go with it. Okay. Interpret the slope. Expenses decreased by $1.50 for each additional package. No, because we have a positive slope. It costs $1.50 to ship one package. No, because you have some startup costs of $14.45. Expenses increased by $1.50 for each additional package. We're gonna go C. Okay. So time. We got just under 10 minutes. Generate. All right, we'll do question 77. 5, 6, 7. This interactive, I don't really like these. I'm gonna see the second point must have which of the following. Okay, I might skip this one. Let's go to 90. Oh, I gotta get rid of these interactive figures there. Get them on nerves. What is the equation line in point slope form? Can we see any information? Okay, here it is. Click and drag the red point and use the M slider to graph the line passing through this point with that y-intercept. Okay. Oh, well, they gave us the y-intercept and they gave us a point. Okay. So if we plug it in the point slope, y minus y1, so it's going to be y minus a -2. So that should be y plus 2, which is either B or C. Point slope form, right? So first off, it should be either B or C just by process of elimination. And then, let me see, we need the slope, right? Let me see. XY, XY. So that's going to be what? 6 XY, XY. 4 plus 2 and 0 minus 2. So that's going to be 6 over -2, which is a -3. So it has a slope of -3. Nope, that's not right. Does it have a slope of -3? Y-intercept is 4. We went right. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's go with B. We got a negative slope, and they have the proper form, right? Okay. So I didn't use the interactive figure. I just used the information that was given. And the reason I'm just doing that because the interactive figures can like be unreliable. I want to do another one. Let's go to 68. Hopefully we can get away from these interactive figures. Okay. So it says the equation of two lines are given. Okay. Did I mention this with you all or not? I'm not sure if that was you all. I think it was you, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Again, whenever we're talking about parallel, perpendicular, neither, it's a discussion on the slope of the line. All right, so basically we want to compare the slopes. If the slopes are the same, we say the lines are parallel. If the slopes are negative reciprocals of each other, which means that if you say the first slope times the second slope and you get a result of -1, then we say the lines are perpendicular. If neither of those are the case, then we say it's neither. So to find the slope, we could solve for y. Like, let me see, if I add that, divide by that, we're going to have 9 divided by -3. So that first slope looks like it's -3. Okay, so we got a -3 for the first slope. The second one, if we subtract and divide, we don't get -3, nor do we get the negative reciprocal. So I would say this is neither. Now, I'm making a fatal mistake by like not writing it out, you know. I should write it out and to be confirmed. I'm just trying to have a little bit of speed about me. Let's go to question 106. We got under 5 minutes remaining. So sorry. I tried to eat before so I can have some energy. I don't know why. I always like every day I want to take a nap at this hour. Like I guess I'm just getting young in my old age. But like over the summer, I was always out at this hour. I just be like in a deep sleep, like like it's the middle of the night. But in the middle of the night, I'm up like 3, 4. I'm up all night until the sun comes up. Then I go to sleep. Like it's weird. Like I'll go to sleep about 11 or so. I'll sleep for a few hours. Then I wake up at like 3, and I'll be up until. Thank God I'm not like punching an alarm clock or anything, because I always wake up. I mean, I go back to sleep right before the sun comes up. So like when I was punching the clock and I got to show, that was the worst. Like I would be going back to sleep right when my alarm was going off. I'd be groggy all day. Um, yeah. Determine the domain and range of the function, and determine whether the relation is a function. Do we have any merges going on? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One. Is there a split? Something. Oh, there it is. There's a split, right? So if we were to plot these points, right, we have a split. So we have one x value that has more than one y value, right? So if we went over 1 and up 7 and put a point, and then over 1 and up 27 and put a point, these 2 points will be stacked on top of each other, which means they're going to fail the vertical line test, so it should not be a function. The domain is going to be our set of input values. Sure. So that's going to be 1, 3, 17, and 11. 1, 3, 17, and 11. Okay. Our range, I'm just curious. This is a tangent. I'm curious if anybody like studies psychology, is a psychology major in the audience. And if so, have you watched the series The Mole and The Circle? Because it just seems like it would be great for psychology. Like it just seems so interesting. It's about lies and it's deception and like sniffing out when people are lying. Can you spot the liar or the mole or whatever? It's really interesting. I'm watching. I'm in like season 2 of The Circle. It's a lot of fun if you have the time to watch it. So free marketing for this Netflix series. 27, 19. Oh, that's an 8. 19. Didn't delete it. 27, 19, 10, 20, and 7. 10, 20, and 7. Okay. And then is it a function? We said no, because we have repeating x's, right? If we were to plot these points, they would be stacked on top of each other and they would fail the vertical line test. I also consider this what I like to call a split. Okay, gentlemen, are there any questions before we go our separate ways? Any burning questions? Let me check the chats. There's a couple of, let me see. Yeah, the circle is good as a psychology major. Oh, man. So, yo, I low key, I want to like, one, that's one of the shows I would be open to going on. And I would probably go as myself without the expectation of winning. I would just go on the show just for the sake of going on the show. But I really wouldn't expect to win. That's one thing.
Wait, have you heard of the show Big Brother? It's pretty good too.
So I've heard of it. I tried to get into Big Brother. I could not get into it. And these shows are like Big Brother. I will give you that. And they all have their own little twists. I like the mole more because, like with the circle, you have you're being deceptive through, huh?
Y'all talking about the circle?
Yeah, the circle. Yeah,
Yo, I love that.
Yeah, that show was awesome. Yo, I would go on that show. Like I was sitting there and I was like, yo, would I go on the show? I was like, yeah, I think I would. The show, but honestly, my hands down favorite show to want to go on is The Amazing Race. Like that's the one I really want to go on. I might put in an application, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I would do this. But the reason I like the mole over the circle because the circle you're trying to be deceptive through text, which is easy to do. Well, I wouldn't say easy, but it's easier to do via text versus the mole. They're lying straight to somebody's face, so you have to read body language, inflection, intonation. Like the mole is a lot harder to be deceptive than the circle.
I gotta watch it. I've seen it, but it's definitely on my list.
It's good. Yeah, there was some more there, but I don't really want to eat up time. Yeah. So, anywho, so we kind of closed out the stuff for today regarding the exam. Again, your exam is available. It's unlimited attempts. The system is set to take your highest score. More than likely on Wednesday, what we'll do, I'm probably just going to use that as unofficial office hours. Now, if it's requested and you guys want to continue going through questions like this, or if you have questions from either your exam or homework or quiz or any assignment that you have access to, we can work on it together in class on Wednesday. If there aren't questions, at a minimum, just check in to get your attendance. I more than likely won't keep you. I'm going to use Wednesday as more than likely I'll use it as unofficial office hours. We're just going to play it back here, and it's based on whatever you guys want. And then next week we'll start everything up again. So if there aren't any burning questions, we're going to go ahead and end the session here, and we'll meet back on Wednesday, same time, same place. I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to let the stream keep going because my next class comes in like maybe just under 15 minutes, but I'll be here if you have questions. All right, gentlemen, good luck with everything, and you know how to reach me. I don't have it there either. Right here. All right, that's fine. Where is it? I just want to mute myself. Close.
Voice on. Bluetooth disconnected. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected. Bluetooth disconnected. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected. Bluetooth disconnected. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected. Bluetooth
All right.
disconnected. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
I'm gonna mute you. Give me just a moment, gentlemen. I'll be right with you. All right, I didn't want to be smacking all in the audio. I'm pretty sure I picked it up, but it'll be okay. All right, gentlemen. So welcome. All right, so I want to say that exam 1 should be available now. Oh, shiesty, let me see if I can find this thing. Hang on, because I tried this in my earlier group, and it was not showing up. Let's see. Then it's just been like kind of laggy today. Let me go to, can I export? That would be nice if I could just export it. Manage. Let me see if it gives me the option to export. So it would be much easier. This one. I don't see it. So, okay. Give me just a moment. 3 p.m. Manage. Let me see if it's gonna let me do it. Create. And import. Okay, next. For this book. Okay, next. This is what I'm looking for, my 2 p.m. Okay, there it is. Oh, and there's a 9 a.m. Nope, that's not the 9 a.m. But anyway, this is what I'm looking for. Okay. Next. I'd like, come on. This one right here. Import. Okay. Okay. So here, let's just kind of, let me see. Yeah, so we have exam 1 that's available. Let me see, I think it's been available since yesterday morning. You get unlimited attempts. The system is set to take your highest score. Is due 7 days later. The due date is next to the assignment. So like if I look at it now, where you have this green box that says week 5 exam 1, is due at the start of class on Monday, right? So you have all the way pretty much 7 days from now, right? So you'll have access for over 7 days. And so keep in mind with all of our assignments, there's an automatic extension built into each assignment. So if you submit any assignment late, the highest you can earn is at 95%. But you still get unlimited attempts, and the system is only going to show your highest score, right? So essentially, you can work any assignment as many times as you like until you get whatever score you like, right? Also, feel free, you're more than welcome to work on your exam now. You can ask questions from your exam right now. Hopefully, you've done it already. You can ask questions now, and then on Wednesday, more than likely, I'm just going to use that as in-class office hours. So, you can just like check in. What we're going to do today is kind of go through some question homework sets, and Wednesday we're going to kind of play it by ear. At a minimum, I just need you guys to check in. I'm going to use it for office hours to answer questions, and we'll kind of play it by ear. But for today, we'll go through this. So it says, practice not greedy. You're not responsible for this. I'm just making it available. It's exam 1 study session or a study guide. It's not really a study guide. It's all it is just essentially all the questions from sections 1, 1, 1, 2, and 1, 3. And then it's just here, right? So let's do a random number. Let's go to question 14. Let's start with question 14. And so we'll use that number generator to just kind of jump around and choose questions at random. I hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I have been binge watching. Not this weekend. I didn't do the mole. I did the mole when it first came out, like seasons 1 and 2. So this weekend, a friend of mine suggested The Circle on Netflix. I was like, oh my goodness, this show is fantastic. It's so interesting. It starts off a little bit slow, but I feel like by episode about somewhere between 3 and 5, somewhere about there, it just takes off, and it's just like these little scenarios that are just interesting. I'm like, oh man, what would you do, right? What would Jesus do, right? Anywho, so if you ever just looking for something to watch, shameless free marketing for those guys, getting them more money. Graph the equation by plotting points, right? So we have this absolute value. Let me think. Should that move it to the left? Nope, that moves it to the right. Okay. I don't think we talked about transformations just yet. So what I ended up doing, there are a couple of ways you can go about it. I just, plotted points, right? Chose several values of X, find the corresponding Y. I kind of started with the vertex. Like, okay, I was like, well, what value of X is going to make that 0? So I see that when X is 6, the corresponding Y should be 0. And I think it should open upward, right? For instance, if X is 5, we get a positive 1, right? Not negative 1. So it can't be B, so I'm just going to go with D. Okay. Let's check the chat. Okay, and as usual, if you have questions, feel free to either put it in the Q&A or the chat, or feel free to unmute yourself to get my attention and we can talk about it. You can also ask questions from your exam if you have questions there as well. So let's go to question 63. Right here, right there, boom. It says we're asked to find the equation of a line passing through these points, and then use the equation to determine whether these 3 points are on the same line. Okay, so this is basically centered around the discussion on lines. Let me zoom in just a little bit. Let's do one more. Okay, that's fine. All right. Hopefully, it's kind of been acting up all day, but we're going to try our infamous copy and delete. That's just the way I prefer to do it, if we can get it to work. And it looks like that is a negative. No sign of life. Okay. Let me try one other thing, see if this works. No. Paste. Oh, come on. All right, it's not been cooperating. So we're gonna do this again. Here, here, like that. Okay. So then there we go. All right. So equation of a line passing through these points. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let me give this little backstory on equation of a line, or just when it comes to lines. So whenever I'm working with lines, I like to have, the following 3 formulas ready to go. So if we're working with lines, we have our slope formula. That's our changing y over changing x. So that's going to be y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Then we have our point slope formula. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Then we have our slope-intercept formula. And that's the classic y equals mx plus b. Okay. So again, whenever I'm working with lines, I try to have these guys just ready to go, either, you know, right off the dome or, you know, oh, come on. All right. So just try to have those ready to go. Okay. First, we're actually finding the equation of line passing through these points. So we're given these points 1, 3, and then 7, 9. x1, y1, x2, y2. All right. So let's start by finding the slope. Okay. Our y2 is 9, our y1 is 3, our x2 is 7, our x1 is 1. So that's what, a 6 over 6? So it looks like the slope is 1. All right, so let's find the equation of line. Now we could use point slope. I'm just a fan of jumping right into the slope intercept. Y equals mx plus b. Okay. Let me see. Our slope is 1. I'm going to choose the first point because it just looks easier. So the x value is 1, so it's going to be 1 times 1. We don't know b just yet. Corresponding y is 3. So then from here we get that b equals 2. We subtract 1 on both sides. Okay. So then our equation should be y equals x plus 2. Okay. So we can do it. This isn't too difficult to check. 1 plus 2 is indeed 3. 7 plus 2 is indeed 9. Okay. Oh, so this was the equation of the line through those first 2 points. And then we want to confirm if that third point is on this line or not. So when x is -1, we indeed do get +1. So that would be a yes. These 3 points are collinear. Y equals x plus 2. Okay. Y equals x plus 2. Let me check on you guys. All right, okay. Are the 3 points on the same line? So yeah, we verified that the -1, 1 worked in the formula we just saw, the equation we just found. So we got a yes there. Okay. Let's generate. Let's go to question 139. Okay. Let me see. This comes from section 1.3, question 63. It says, students stuff envelopes for extra money. Their initial cost to obtain the information for the job was $80. Each envelope costs 6 cents, and they get paid 7 cents per envelope stuff. Let X represent the number of envelope stuff. Express the cost function as a function of X. So it costs them what? $80 plus 6 cents per envelope. Okay. So 0.06x plus 80. And then they earn 7 cents per envelope. So that's going to be 7 cents times X. Okay. So when does the revenue equal the cost, right? So in other words, we want to set these two equations equal to each other. If we subtract 6x or 6%, 0.06 on both sides, we're going to have 0.01x equals 80. So that's like x over 100. So multiply by 100, so that's going to be what, 8,000. All I did was set those two equations equal to each other and then solve for x. Okay, I just did it kind of audibly, kind of in my head. Okay, let's just try another one. Generate. Let's go to question 99. Okay, so this one is an interactive figure. These are kind of a toss-up. Let me see. These tend not to work, so I'm just going to see if I can answer it without using it. Use A, B, let me see. When B increases, I think I'm going to skip this one. I'm just going to skip it. Let's go to 40. I got another one. What is the radius of the circle? Yes, let's talk about this one. Also, with this section, I think there's a lab component, so just hopefully be sure that each of you are doing your lab, which is where you have to link up with Dr. Lamar and follow her instructions. For us, for our portion, you know, the main two things I'm looking for is your daily attendance along with like quality scores and your assignments on my math lab. So we meet twice a week and we have weekly assignments, right? And then the other part is doing the lab with Dr. Lamar. Let's take some notes on this one. What's the radius of the circle? So with this one, we need to do completing the square, right? We need to get this into the standard form of the equation of a circle, which is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So in order to do that, we need to do completing the square on this equation. Okay. So now completing the square is a little bit involved. Oh no, don't go away. You know, if you're not comfortable with it, do a little bit of research, like watch a few videos on it. Do the best you can whenever you have to do completing the square. But I would encourage you not to waste too much energy on it, because like, even if you don't know it or if you're not comfortable with it, you can honestly do just about everything else and be fine, right? So if you missed out on this, you'll be fine. But if you can get it, then that's more power to you, right? So let's start by getting a copy of the original, or I just want to write it. We'll do X's in this color. Okay, we've got a minus 6x. And then the y's, we'll do it in this color. I'm gonna leave a little bit of space. So we got plus y squared plus 8y. That minus 24, I'm gonna add it to both sides and move it to the right side of the equal sign. Okay. So when it comes to completing the square, the first step is the leading coefficient has to be a 1. Now we got lucky in this one because in both cases, the leading coefficient is already a 1, right? So we don't have to deal with that. So then the completing the square step comes in. Once you get the leading coefficient to be a 1, now we're going to say plus b over 2 squared plus b over 2 squared. And then we do it twice over here. Right. So what we're referring to is that, like, for instance, the first one is the negative 6. So it's going to be negative 6 over 2 squared. Same thing over here. Negative 6 over 2 squared. Like that. And then with the second part, our b is 8. So that's going to be 8 over 2 squared. Same thing over here. 8 over 2 squared. Okay? So I'm going to kind of revert to my colors. Negative 6 divided by 2 is a negative 3. Squared is going to be a positive 9. All right? So this is going to be this. Okay? This comes down. Let's see. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Squared is 16. Okay? 24 I'm just going to bring down for now. think this result was a +9, and that result was +16. Okay. So now if we focus on the burgundy, which is the first three, it can be factored, right? What can we factor that into? Maybe something, let me see, so should be x minus 3? -3 times squared. -3 times -3 is a +9. -3 plus -3 is a -6. Okay. Plus squared, okay, 4. Because 4 times 4 is 16. 4 plus 4 is 8. So, when we go to square, it's going to work out. Is that 50? Yeah, it looks like it's 50. No, it's not 50. Let me see. It's 49, right? So then, and the square root of 49, I'm just going to change it here. It should be what? 7. So that's 7 squared. Okay. So the takeaway here was the completing the square step. I mean, this is just one of those questions that's a little bit involved. Again, just do the best that you can. It wouldn't hurt to watch a few videos on how to complete the square. Do the best that you can with this, and then keep moving. Okay. So what's the radius? So the radius should be 7. Okay. Let me zoom out. What else we got? What's the is this a different one? Okay, so the only difference is they removed the 24, and it's for the radius. So if we remove the 24, that's going to be, it's like it's a 25, so it's going to be 5 squared. So it looks like the radius is 5 for the second part. Okay. What's the radius of this circle? I think the only thing, instead of -24, now it's a +25. So that was a -24. Now we're subtracting 25. It looks like it's a 0. So is the radius 0? It's just a dot or a point? We got 0 for this. Oh, come on. 0. You're not gonna, there it is. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Is there more? Based on your results from the first 3 parts, the constant must be in which of the following intervals in order to have a circle of radius are positive. I think when the constant was 25, we got 0. And then all the other constants were less than 25. So it looks like it just we're restricted to it being less than 25. Now, what if we had a -25? I think that's okay. I'm just gonna go with D. Okay. All right. We have her. I can't even get it out today. Yeah, like I'm trying to bring some energy, but my energy is shot. I don't know why. I do know why, because I'm always up throughout the night. But let's go to question 88. Right here. Another interactive. The line passes through each quadrant except which of the following. I might skip this because I can't see it. and I don't want to fool with the interactive figure. So, okay, let me see. Generate. Let's go to question 125 instead. All right. This one's not too bad, right? Use the vertical line test. Is this a function, yeah or nay? Hopefully you're thinking, yes, this is a function. Generate. Let's go to question 61. Okay. Rewrite the given equation in slope-intercept form. Okay. So notice that there's no x value, right? So if we solve for y, I think we're going to get a result of like -4. We're going to have y equals -4. That's fine. We'll do that for now. Y equals -4. Okay. So if we're going to graph this, so notice we have y equals some number. What that means is that we're going to have what? A horizontal line through y equals -4 on the x-axis, right? So it's a flat horizontal line. So my line tool is first row right. I'm going to click there. We said horizontal line through -4. I'm just clicking two random spots. Well, it's not really random. I clicked two different spots on the horizontal line through y equals -4, and I'm going to submit that. Uh-oh. Let's see. That's good. Use a slope. Yeah, I don't understand why that's not working. Use the slope and the y-intercept to graph. 12. No, that's not right. Unless there's a typo. Subtract 12 divided by 3. We got -4. And both of these, yeah. I don't understand why that one's not working. Slope and y-intercept. Yeah. Oh, y-intercept. Okay, maybe they specifically want me to plot the y-intercept. Okay. Let's see if that works. Okay. Well, okay. So what we had before was correct. They just wanted us to plot the y-intercept. Okay, that's fine. All right. Let's generate. All right, we can do 64. So the 61, 2, 3, 4 would be this one. The two equation of the lines are given. We're asked to determine if the lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So whenever we see parallel, perpendicular, or neither, that's really a discussion on the slope. That's an indirect way or a subtle way of asking, hey, analyze the slope, right? So from the first equation, we have y equals some number. So just like the previous, it's a horizontal line through y equals -5. The second one, if we divide, we get y equals what, 4. So that's going to be a horizontal line through y equals 4. So if they're both horizontal lines, they both have the same slope, which means the two lines are parallel. Okay. Let's generate. Let's go to question 30. Equation of a circle with this center tangent, but touching at one point to the y-axis. Okay, I want to take some notes on this one. All right. Interesting. Yeah, now I'm thinking about the circle again. Oh, did I lose my image? I wasn't supposed to do that. I think this is right. Let me see. Yes, this looks right. Okay. So equation of a circle. Let's start with the formula, the general form of the equation of a circle. Y minus, sorry, that's not right. X minus H squared plus Y minus K squared equals R squared. So if the center is 3, 4, and then tangent, let me see, if we went right 3 and up 4, that puts us in quadrant 1, right? If we want to circle this just touching what? The y-axis. So what's that radius? That means our radius has to be 3. Okay. And I think that would also, okay, and this, yeah, this is the center of the circle. Oh, that's supposed to be a negative 3. Oh, yeah, negative 3. So we're going to generate just a little bit of space. Okay. But I think the radius being 3 still holds. Okay. So this is our h comma k. This is our h. This is our k. And there's our radius. So then we're going to have x minus h. So x minus a negative 3. Double negative becomes positive squared. Y minus 4 squared. 3 squared, or 9. Right? Our k is 4. I said 4, but I wrote k. Okay. Okay, so x plus 3, y minus 4, and 9. X plus 3, y minus 4, and then 9. So it looks like A, right? Let's go with A. Check. Okay. It's tree 30 tree. Generate. Question 74. Have we done that one? No. Okay, so this question comes from section 1.2, question 67. It says the shipping department for warehouses noticed that if 80 packages are shipped during a month, the total expenses for the department is $16.45. If 120 packages are shipped during a month, the total expenses for the shipping department are $16.95. Let X represent the number of packages and Y represent the total expenses. Answer the following question. Interpret the meaning of the point 80, 1645. Okay. In the context of the problem. All right. So I just launched the poll. Just take like a few seconds, right? Let's see if you can get this one. I'm gonna go like this so we can see it. Okay. I'm gonna zoom out. Okay, all right. So interpret the meaning of the point 80, 1645 in the context of this problem. A, when 80 packages are shipped, each package costs $16.45. B, let me see. B, when 1640 packages are shipped, the expenses are $80. C, when 80 packages are shipped, the expenses are $16.45. Let me read A again. When 80 packages are shipped, each package costs $16.45. Okay. So just take a moment. There's a poll that's active on Zoom. It should have popped up on your phone. Do you think it's A? Do you think it's B? Or do you think it's C? We see this order pair. Do you think it's A? I think it's B. Let's read through these one more time. Let's submit. Okay. Interpret the meaning of the point 80, 1645. A, when 80 packages are shipped, each package costs $16.45. B, when 1640 packages are shipped, the expenses are $80. Or C, when 80 packages are shipped, the expenses are $16.45. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close the poll. Oh, we are from the, okay, we got about 50% participation and we got a 50% split. All right, let's see what we got here. Check. All right, so I want to see. Okay. All right, we got just under 10 minutes. I'm doing my best to try to keep some energy. I always struggle. I don't know what it is because I didn't even eat lunch today. I was trying. That's part of the reason why I was a little bit late. I saw the previous was 111, so I'm going to go to question 111 just because. Yeah. And then the thing that's so trippy. Oh wait, we didn't finish. Continue. Oh, okay. I guess you guys can see this. Let me relaunch the poll. Okay. So this one says, so if you have to hit close so that you can see it, you should be able to find it back in the little three dots or whatever. Plot the ordered pairs. So which is the correct graph? Let me see. So we have what? 80. There it is. 80 and 1645. Let me see. Can I go like this? So we have 80, 1645, and then 120, 1695. 80. So halfway looks like, if that's 140, halfway looks like it's what, like 170? Let me see. What are these going by? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 24. Looks like each tick mark is 20. So if we're going by 80, 20, 40, 60, 80, the corresponding Y value should be 1645. Let me see if I check this one. Oh, 80, 100, yeah, 80, 1645. I guess we need to find 6. Okay, it can't be C. The C goes off the charts too late. 120 and 1695. 120, 1695. A doesn't confirm the second point. C doesn't confirm the first point. So the only one that, by process of elimination, the only one, oh. Okay, well, I'm just going to end it anyway. It's fine. We got B on that one. I know that one's a little bit, kind of trippy. We got time for a couple more. We'll go ahead and do question 106. Oh, I keep trying to get away from this question. We're not done. Find a linear equation in slope-intercept form for this. So basically, we want the equation of a line through these 2 points, which I just don't feel like doing. Yeah, I'm going to skip it. I'm just being lazy. All right. What is that, 50? So if we say y2 minus y1, you could also do y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2, as long as you're consistent. All right, as long as you're consistent in the order in which you do this, it'll work out. I think that's a 50, right? So if we say negative 50, y2 minus y1, that would be positive, but this is 50. And then x2 minus x1 looks like, what is that, 40? So 60 divided by 40 becomes 3 over 2. Okay. Oh, x and y, so 3 over 2. 120 divided by 2 is what, 160 times 3 is 180. So then we got to say what 180 plus 1695. What is that giving us? Our y value? I need to write it out. Like I said, I'm just being lazy. I think I'm gonna skip it though, because we got 5. Well, let me stop being lazy. Linear equation, slope-intercept form. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we want the equation of the line through these 2 points. So I was avoiding it, but we just need to go ahead and write it out. Let me get a screenshot if we can get it to work. Come on. I might make this the last one for today. We're going to find the equation of the line through these 2 points. Okay. I'm going to copy and delete, but I know that's not going to work. Okay, that worked. 90. Here. Come on. So again, we want the We want the equation of the line through these 2 points, right there. Okay, so let me see. So we got this 80. No, it's a different color. 86. Let's try again. 80 and what? 1645. And then 120 and 1695. Okay. I like to label x1, y1, x2, y2. And we're working with slope intercept. So we want to finish with, first let's find the slope. Okay. So that's going to be our 1695 minus the 1645 over the 120 minus 180. Sorry, minus 80. 50, 45, 50. Yeah, I think that's 50. It looks like it's 50 over 40. 40. So it's 5 over 4 is our slope. Okay. Now we could use point slope, but I think I'm a fan of using the slope intercept, which is going to be our y equals mx plus b. Okay. And I mean, both points look pretty challenging to use. So I'm just going to use the second one, 1695. Our slope is 5 over 4. Our corresponding x is 120. We're solving for b now, our y-intercept. Okay. 120 divided by 4 is 30 times 5 is what? 150. So we're going to subtract 150 from both sides. Okay. So these are going to cancel. This should total 150. Let's see. That's a 5, 4, 5, 1. Okay. As our y-intercept, our slope is over there. So the equation of our line should be y equals 5 over 4 x plus 1545. Okay. So now let's go back and answer the questions and see the time. We'll get you guys out of here. Come on. Come on. There it is. Equation of a line. Let me see. I got it here. It's not what I want. There it is. There it is. 5 over 4. 5 over 4 x plus 1545. Equation of a line, so we need to do y equals. Type your answer in slope or intercept form. Okay, I think we're good. Let's go with it. How many more parts? Use the equation found here to find the total expenses when 100 packages are sent. So if we let x be 100, 100 divided by 4 is what? 25 times 5 is going to be 125. So let me see. 125. Okay, we'll do it here. So 550 carry the 1. Let's see. What do we say? So if x were 100, we said 125. So 10 carry the 1. 7 is the next digit. Seven. Okay, you know what? Forget this. What do you say? 125. Siri, what's 1545 plus 125?
1,545 plus 125 is 1,670.
670. Okay, that's better. Yeah, I just didn't feel like doing it. I'm like, my mind is gone. Interpret the slope. Let me see. Okay. It costs $1.25 to ship one package. No, because you have startup costs of $15.45, right? So even if you don't, just to get started, you need at least $15.45. Expenses are not decreasing. Nope. Expenses are increasing by $1.25 for each additional package. Okay. I'm gonna go with C. Okay. All right, gentlemen. Are there any burning questions before we go our separate ways? Cool. Okay, so you look okay. Let me see. So again, exam 1 is available now. More than likely on Wednesday, we're just going to use this as unofficial office hours. I'll probably log in. I need you to log in to get your attendance on Wednesday. And then if you don't have any questions, I probably won't keep you. If you want to go through more questions like this, oh no. Or if you want to ask questions from your exam on Wednesday, you can. Again, unlimited attempts. The system is set to take your highest score. Is due at the start of class on Monday. If there aren't any burning questions, we're going to go ahead and end the session here. And from one beautiful mind to another, have a great weekend. Not weekend, sorry. Have a great evening, gentlemen. And we'll meet back on Wednesday, same time, same place. Take care. Peace.
Thank you.
Yep. Siri, turn the TV on.